So to start off this video, I'm going to start talking about the easiest way that I have found to make a creamy vegan pasta dish, and quite affordable as well. And I kind of discovered this by accident. So if you watched my last video, I made baked ziti for my birthday, and for my baked ziti, I needed a ricotta replacement, so I made a tofu ricotta, and I had leftovers. So I decided to turn that tofu ricotta into a pasta sauce, and oh my god, guys, this works so well. So yeah, I just put the tofu ricotta, I'll link the recipe that I used below for the tofu ricotta. I put it in a pan with some oil, also put some pasta water in it when I started noticing it was getting thicker than I liked. And then, yeah, I didn't have to season it too much because the tofu ricotta itself is seasoned. But yeah, seasoned to your liking. And then, kind of weird, but I had these leftover vegan crab cakes, so I added that into the pasta sauce as well, trying to make kind of like this crab Alfredo situation. Again, very strange, but we work with what we have, and I'm gonna say this worked pretty well. But it also got a little bit weirder because then I also had leftover tomatoes that I then decided, what the heck, let's just throw those in there too. So these are tomatoes that I made some bruschetta with, and yeah, these were the leftovers that I couldn't make more bruschetta with because I ran out of bread. So into the pasta sauce they go, and you know what, guys, it still worked. If any of you out there have ever made hummus pasta or I think I have a video where I made hummus pasta. It's a very similar method because the tofu ricotta is a very similar texture to the hummus. So yeah, it's a foolproof method for a creamy pasta dish. Just find some type of vegan spread, water it down with some oil, pasta water, season, add your stuff in, and you are good to go. I happen to actually have some vegan cheese, so I decided to just throw that in as well. That's totally optional. And then my pasta of choice for this meal was some spaghetti, a classic. If I had fettuccine, I guess maybe I would have liked that more, but cannot go wrong with spaghetti in my opinion. And not only is this vegan recipe super convincing as well as tasty and affordable, it's also just comes together so quick. I think I made this in about as long as it took for the pasta to cook, 10 minutes. And yeah, I already had the tofu ricotta on hand, but the tofu ricotta also only takes 5 minutes to make. So it's really just a solid meal all around. All right, taste test. Let's see how we did. So I finished it off with some lemon juice, black pepper, and garlic salt. I would have used fresh garlic, but I'm too lazy. Get a nice swirl going. Well, it was really freaking good. I don't think anyone would know this is vegan. I didn't get anything with the crab yet, but it's very creamy. The tofu taste is completely cooked out of it because it has so much other stuff going on already. Alright, doing a bite with the crab. The flavor of the sauce kind of overpowers what the crab cake tasted like, but texture-wise, it's fine. Adds a bit of protein, but yeah, can't really tell what it is, to be honest. Alright, I'm gonna go eat. So, it is, you can't tell because my clock isn't a clock, it's just showing what the oven's at, but it's almost 11 p.m. and I'm cooking. No one should really be surprised. So I have a bunch of Roma tomatoes, and by a bunch I mean 4, 2 small carrots, half a red onion, and an apple, and about 7 cloves of garlic, all in this cast iron, and with some salt, pepper, basil, and yeah, we're gonna put it in the oven. Look at these shoes, by the way, they're cute, right? Anyway, we're gonna put them in the oven for about 45 minutes, and I'll show you what I do with it. But I'm going to keep the suspense going for now. But Here's a little sneak peek. So the next night, I took my roasted veggie mixture, put it in a blender, and have you guys figured out what I'm doing yet? I am making tomato soup, and it's gonna also be a little bit of a strange one because I'm also, again, just using things that were in my fridge. So yeah, random vegetables and a random like third of a jar of pasta sauce, just because I didn't have as many tomatoes as I would like, and I had pasta sauce, and that's tomatoes, so close enough, right? And then, yeah, I blended that together with some veggie stock, poured it in a pot, and I decided I would add a generous spoonful of butter to the soup, if you can tell, as you can tell, I should say. It makes the soup super luscious, almost creamy even. This is vegan butter, of course. But yeah, I love doing that. It's a little luxurious, but I think it works better than a heavy amount of like cream or coconut milk or cashew cream or anything like that if you're in a pinch. And I paired my tomato soup with some garlic knots as well. And for seasonings, I kept it pretty simple. There was already, I think, some basil in the soup. And then I also added nutritional yeast. But yeah, just brought the mixture to a boil and then let it simmer until it tasted like it was ready to eat. And that's what I did. So we're having a bit of a clean out the fridge day as well as use a convenience food day. Don't at me. I already know that this meal is not going to have a lot of protein, or these meals, I should say, but that's just where we're at tonight. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 rice bowls. The first one is going to be buffalo cauliflower. I have some of these frozen cauliflower wings. They say barbecue, but that's because they come with the sauce pouch separately. This is what they look like in my air fryer. But yeah, once they're done, I'm going to do buffalo on them. I did this with a gochujang sauce the other week. So tasty. Well, they get a little bit soggy, but like still pretty good for convenience food. So with the buffalo cauliflower bowl, we'll do, I think, half of this pepper, pretty much all of this spinach, I think, because it's going to go bad. It kind of already is going bad. So as much as I can salvage, some corn, and then red cabbage. And then also some of these root blend if they're frozen. It's sweet potatoes, parsnips, carrots, and beets. So half of that will go in my buffalo cauliflower bowl. And then the other half of this root blend and the other half of this pepper, and the other half of the corn, and the other half of the cabbage is gonna go in a taco bowl. And that I'll do with like some salsa and like some chipotle sauce. And yeah, I think it's going to be 2 really good bowls. I think it's going to come together really quickly, and it's going to help clean out my fridge because I desperately need to use 1, 2, and 3 over here. And this was already half open, so it feels good to now also not have that in my freezer as well. But yeah, let's get to it. I got super lucky with the fact that what happened to be left in my fridge just happened to be like the most gorgeous colors. This yellow bell pepper, the red cabbage, some nice, still kind of bright green spinach. Would have probably been brighter if it wasn't old. But hey, again, we're working with what we have. But I think in one of my more recent videos, I shared vegan tips, and another really common one about like kind of how to keep vegan food interesting is to eat the rainbow. And I feel like I really succeeded with these bowls that I was making. It was just really, really pretty to eat and nourishing to eat and just so satisfying, as well as very easy. And of course, my goal helped me clean out my fridge. my buffalo cauliflower bowl in an actual bowl to eat for dinner that night, and then the sweet potato bowl in Tupperware for lunch the next morning. But yeah, I did on the buffalo cauliflower bowl some hot sauce, buffalo sauce, some vegan ranch, some pickled jalapenos, and just dug in. And then the next day, to top off my sweet potato bowl, I did some hot salsa as well as some chipotle bitchin sauce. This paste hot salsa, I was a little bit, it would help if I showed it. There it is. I was a little on the fence with it at first because it wasn't a texture that I love, but the flavor is so good. Like, it's the perfect amount of spice. I've really been enjoying putting this on like everything lately. I wouldn't like it to dip chips in, but yeah, on bowls it's delicious. And that's actually kind of how I feel about this chipotle bitchin sauce as well. I don't really like it as a dip, but it works really, really well in bowls, especially these more like Mexican inspired ones, because it really does feel like it mimics like a vegan queso, even though it's not really, I think, meant to be used that way. So I thought I would share this quick little breakfast that I've been loving recently. It is PB&J vibes. It's some peanut butter granola. I made this myself. You don't actually have to do granola. The inspiration for it was I had this Kashi Go peanut butter crunch cereal and I ran out. So that's why I made the peanut butter granola, but the first time I did it was with the cereal. But yeah, it's cereal or granola that's peanut butter flavored of some sort, and then some toast with jelly. And you know me, I love my chia seeds on my jellied toast, so that's what I do, but that's optional. But yeah, it gives PB&J vibes and I love it. So I've already shown this recipe on my channel, as well as it's not my recipe, so I'll link it down below. It's from Budget Bites. But for dinner one night this week, I made some skillet chili with cornbread on top. This is one of my absolutely favorite things to make. It's like a real like crowd pleaser, showstopper type meal, as well as being incredibly affordable, incredibly filling, and incredibly easy to make. So yeah, I'll put the video where I make that more in detail on the screen, as well as link the written recipe below. But yeah, essentially you just make some chili in a cast iron or an oven safe pan. Make some cornbread. Most cornbread mixes are vegan, and then you just can, I used a flax egg to make mine. I just used the Jiffy brand, but most cornbread mixes are vegan if you just use a flax egg and then plant milk. And put on the chili, bake in the oven till the cornbread's done, and this is what it looks like. So this is a super simple breakfast of an everything bagel with some Violife cream cheese. I just decided to show it because I'd like to take the time to point out I don't get the hype around Violife cream cheese. I find it kind of annoying. It just melts if the surface of whatever you're putting it on is too hot. Not at all like real cream cheese. Anyway, to a real recipe that I made. So and it's a good one too. We're doing tofu rice bowl of sorts. So my veggies for this bowl were bok choy and more red cabbage. This was actually the last of my red cabbage. Finally, I've had this red cabbage for literally 3 weeks. But yeah, then I coated some tofu in cornstarch. This is pressed tofu. I think it was either firm or extra firm tofu that I pressed, cut into cubes, seasoned with onion powder, salt, pepper, and some cornstarch, and then good to go in the air fryer. If you have been following my channel for a bit, I show this recipe I think like every 3 videos. I make this quite frequently, and I don't really change it. The tofu is the same, and the only thing, and the sauce that I'm about to make is the same, and the only thing that ever changes is what veggies I put into it or what grain I eat it with. So usually I'll do rice, but then sometimes I'll also do soba noodles, but it was a rice bowl this day. But as a reminder, the sauce is primarily gochujang based, or I should say it is gochujang based. I put a good amount of gochujang, a decent amount of soy sauce, miso paste, garlic, and rice vinegar and maple syrup, and I just adjust it to how I like it to taste, so that could be different for you. So if you've also been following my channel, I'm not a big measurer, so I'll just leave you with that. I think when it comes to sauces, you gotta test them out because everyone likes their sauces different. But anyway, so then on high heat, I sauteed my bok choy, red cabbage, then added in my tofu cubes that had been in the air fryer, poured my sauce on top, and look how good this was. This is one of my favorite recipes to make. It's one of my favorite recipes to cook for people, to bring to work the next day. I just can't say enough good things about it. And also, since this is such a long clip of me stirring, I will also point out that I freaking love bok choy. I don't eat it that often, which is a mistake on my part, but every time I eat it, I'm just always like, is this the best vegetable that exists? It's so good. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. I know it was super random. Please let me know below in the comments if you like this format or it's like a little bit too hectic. Personally, this is just where like my mind, my schedule, my everything has been this week hectic, and I think it's a little bit fun that I got to give you a glimpse of that. But yeah, if you like this video, please comment, subscribe, like, all that stuff, and I will see you next time, my friends. Have a great day.